Let's finish the year strong. Hey ladies, I'm back and this is the Mamas in Control podcast. I'm Heather Chauvin and we have a few weeks left of 2021. It's go time. So every single day you're going to hear a podcast from me. This podcast are tips, tricks, strategies, clips from inside of our mastery and our mastery business coaching experience. We talk about parenting. We talk about emotional health. We talk about managing our energy and our time. But more importantly, this is about how we show up in the world. We all know who we want to become. We know what we don't want in our lives. Therefore, we know what we do want in our lives. And sometimes figuring that out, that's where the magic happens. When we know how to master our fear, master our guilt, master our resistance, and not push through it. This is not about burnout. It's not about hustling. This is about showing up, shifting our identity and showing up in a way that feels aligned and alive with the life that we want to be living. Whether it's at home or in your career, you could work in corporate, you could be a business owner, whoever you are in the world, you are ready to make a bigger impact. You are ready to feel alive. So if you are somebody who's been following me for a while and waiting until we open the doors to our coaching programs, now is the time. We are doing our interviews for 2022 start dates. So head on over to heatherchauvin.com/mastery. Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/mastery. And if you are interested in our mastery business coaching experience, this is for women, professional women who are either trying to leave corporate and want to market their skills. You are a badass and you know you're good at it, but you just have no idea how to do marketing or sales. Check out our mastery business experience. That's Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/business. And maybe you have no desire to start a business, or maybe you don't own a business and you are just incredibly overwhelmed and you have no idea where to start. And the thought of entering a longer term program, whether it's 8 months with a big investment, feels really overwhelming to you. That's why this year we decided to open the doors for the first time ever publicly for our Mastery Jumpstart experience. This is a 2-month container of space helping you start to get the engine going, creating that momentum for you. So you get everything that we give our students inside of our mastery experience. You get a mentor, you get access to me, you get the modules, you get the live calls. And it's only 2 months, which means it's a fraction of the investment as well. So if you've been hanging out a while and you've been wanting to work with me, but you're like, holy crap, how am I going to make this happen? Now is the time. But here's the trick. The doors do close at the end of December, and we will not be opening them again for Mastery Jumpstart until the spring. So now is the time to join us and book that call. So head on over to Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/mastery. You have one life and so many opportunities to change the trajectory of how you feel and what your future looks like. Now is the time to take that action. heatherchauvin.com/mastery. Do not pass up this opportunity. Once the doors are closed, they will be closed until the spring. All right, let's dive into today's podcast. So when I put green, yellow, and red, hopefully you've heard me talk about the zones before, but I want to know who she is and how she shows up in all 3 areas of her life. How does she show up when she's in the green zone, when everything's going great? Does she, what you want and desire, that version of you, does she abandon her habits? Probably not, right? Does she stick to her habits? What is she doing in her green zone? And then what is she doing in her yellow zone? How does she ask for help when she knows she's overwhelmed? Not just staying in overwhelm.
What does she do? Does she have boundaries with herself? So now I'm going back here, right? These themes. Does she have boundaries with herself? Does she put a timer? Does she throw her phone away? Like, what does she do to create those boundaries mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually? And then what does she do in her red zone? So this is when it's okay, life happens, right? But maybe you weren't paying attention to the signs or symptoms in your yellow zone, or you have abandoned some green things, or, chaos just happens and life just happens. So how does she show up in her red zone? Does she shrink? Does she hide? Does she sleep all day? Maybe she's like, I'm going to sleep, but I'm not going to judge myself for sleep. And then I'm going to get up and I'm just going to face it. Who is she? Who is she? It's not about your dreams or your desires or like all the things that you want or even how you want to feel. It's about who she needs to become in order to achieve those things. All right, I'm going to give you some time. I'm going to play some music. Dump it out, no right or wrong. Someone's asking, are we writing about who we want to be or who we see ourselves as right now? Whatever you feel called to do, but it's the version of you. So it could be who you are right now, but maybe tweaked a little bit because you're finding yourself getting stuck and hitting snooze or saying, I'll do it tomorrow. Just maybe that 1 degree better. So you get to choose.
I came across Heather on Instagram and her podcast more or less simultaneously in February of 2021. At first, I was really intimidated by her, and I listened to a couple podcasts and kind of put it on the back burner and said, well, maybe at some point I'll be ready for this. Strangely enough, I came across her again through the personal training program I was doing. And in June, I decided to take the leap and trust the process. I'd made the decision to take a step in my professional life and my career where I was basically very, very scared of what I was getting myself into. And I felt like I needed some support, and I was intrigued by the idea of the community and also the methods that Heather teaches. And so I decided to join to stop repeating some of my past cycles where I would always tell myself, I will be happy when. And, it's just recreating the same patterns over and over when you put those goalposts and you say, okay, well, I'll be happy when I get the job. I'll be happy when we build the house. I'll be happy when I finish my PhD. I'll be happy when I get the next job. And in the meantime, your life is happening without you. And you reach those goals and you feel empty because you realize that that goal itself is not what was going to make you happy. And so for me, being able to let go of that fixation on the goal and enjoy my life and enjoy the process of becoming who I want to be, and loving and accepting myself as I am now, and loving and accepting who I was before, and thanking for her for getting me here. How you don't have to kill yourself to be worthy. How you don't have to try and please everyone around you and live up to some imagined ideal. That we can let go of all of that and live so much more authentically, at peace with ourselves, mindfully, intentionally, and just be able to really get down to who we are and let go of all of those preconceived notions we have about motherhood, about what it means to be a woman, and, connect with what it is we really want. What is that deep inner desire? What is that why? And understand that the fears that we have of becoming that woman, they're just showing us where our work is, and that the fear of failure And fear might not be the worst fear we have. Oftentimes, it's the fear of success, of what will happen if I do truly step into my full potential and my full power.
Well, that's it. And I wanted to thank you for listening today because I truly believe you are exactly where you need to be. And now I have a favor to ask. In exchange for the value you've gained from this free podcast, I'd be forever grateful if you would leave us a review on iTunes. Share the show with at least one woman in your life who you feel would benefit, and or take a screenshot and share it on social media. And always feel free to tag me at Heather Chauvin. The world does not benefit from your guilt and fatigue. The world needs more women who are willing to unlearn everything they've been taught. Women who are courageous enough to feel good and not let guilt run the show. I believe you are that courageous woman. To see if my community and coaching is the right fit for you and your big vision, the relationships you desire, the money, time, energy that you know deep down you are capable of creating, then head on over to heatherchauvin.com/work with me. That's Heather Chauvin, CHAUVIN.com/work with me, and take the next step in the right direction. Taking a stand for how you feel means you are taking a stand for how your children show up as adults. And if you have a personal question or topic you'd like me to answer on the podcast, text me 313-710-5199. 313-710-5199. You are so worthy of feeling good. Now go do some scary shit.